So thank you for coming after the party. I will talk about automation and how we can use automation not only with AI to help us in our nomadic lifestyle. First of all, we all have common pains, and this is because of our lifestyle. We juggle between works, travel, clients, and life isn't easy in this way. We settle down in new spots, and we always have our luggage packed. It's not always as stress-free as we would like to be. Repetitive tasks steal our time and energy. A lot of time, what I thought would be 10 minutes work, it ends up something like 1 hour and a half because something happened and it's not completely easy to do. And also, I cannot, well, personally, I am not an accountant, so when I do some accounting for my business, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Automation can help in this kind of regards. Also, distraction and digital clutter kill our focus. I'm a digital minimalist, and I really focus, sorry, on how my attention works. And I really notice that when something bugs me or when I have my, for example, Gmail open and I go there to look at the new email, it really kills my mood for working because I got distracted and the focus is gone. So we didn't go remote to feel overwhelmed with all of this stuff. We go remote because we like it, we like to travel, and we like our core business, I hope at least. So who am I? I am Giacomo. I am the living proof that you can build a calm, remote-friendly business, one automation at a time. And I teach you, or I show you what you can do with automation. I'm a digital nomad, web developer, and automation expert. I'm a founder of Plan B project because the Plan A was to work in an office, and I don't like that. Passionate about freedom, minimalism, I told you, making tech works for humans, not the other way around. And I like to share my knowledge in my blog and my YouTube channel, my courses. They are all in Italian, sadly, but I really like to share and geek out with people and to talk about these kind of topics. From my perspective, automation means freedom because it's about letting system handle the repetitive tasks. You can delegate to the automation what you take too much to do. Maybe reply an email that is not so easy, work-related. It takes you half an hour. You can ask ChatGPT to rewrite your email or to write the email because you know what you have to say, but you try to say professionally, and it's not always easy, and automation can help you with that. The automation works in the background, and even when you're offline, you're traveling, you're on a flight, the automation will run for you, will handle the repetitive task, and also you reduce the error. You don't do mistake with automation most of the time. The automation is done well, and yeah, this is also freedom to let go. Let's say one day you don't feel like it's working day, you feel not so good, the automation can still handle that part of the job. Also, one thing that I mentioned, I will share with you ideas for automation with no code skill required. Of course, you can do a lot with coding, you can do a lot with those kind of knowledge, but it's not necessary now because the platforms are now designed with user-friendly interfaces, drag and drop. You just have to connect the dots, and it's easy, and you can do it also without no code skill. So I will share with you some ideas for automation that I at some point tried. I'm not using all of them, but just to make you understand what an automation can do for you. And also I will mention if there is AI involved or not, because most of the time an automation doesn't need to have AI involved. And also I will tell you if it's hard to set up and what's the problem in each one. So for example, we start with the topic of travel. The first automation I will share is, for example, you receive a flight confirmation email, you add to your Google Calendar when all the details of the flight, and you have a checklist or a to-do list. And that could be done in a way that takes in consideration where are you going, what kind of clothes you need, the jet lag, and so on. You can have a document checklist. A lot of us or people I knew, they used to have checklists for their luggage. You can automate this and have another email or a message on Telegram or WhatsApp telling you what you need to pack. For sure, it will not always be as precise as a person, but I think it's a very useful automation, and actually you can do it without AI. The hard part here is to make the automation read the email, because the email for a machine is just a bunch of text and it's not structured. You need to have a way to make the data readable, let's say, for the automation. So you can use AI for that. ChatGPT is awesome for this kind of stuff. So I would say this is one good automation that you can try. The second one, not very useful for me, but from people maybe that's doing Forex or something like that. Daily currency exchange rate. You can have a message on Telegram or email. You can do it with whatever data or information you want, actually, news or a newsletter or a review or digest of what you received the day before or email that you have received. This has AI involved most of the time because you have to summarize and you have to collect, maybe make a list of the important topics you have to share or you have to know. I would say that as simple as it is, it's not so hard to set up. It's very useful for keeping track on what you're really interested in. And when you're traveling, you don't have really the time or to stop by 10 minutes or so 15 minutes to scroll or your blogs or newsletter, and an automation can do it for you. Last thing, I think it's very neat. You visit a new city or you plan to visit a new city, decided what the trigger is. You have an email report with weather forecast, what to see, what to do during your stay, and you can shape this kind of information based on your preferences. And this is very easy to do, actually. You can use AI too, but it's not mandatory. I mean, it's a nice add, but it's not needed. So here's something work-related. We have to work smarter, not for longer period of time. We don't want to work at night. So, for example, this is very simple automation that you don't need any extra, most of the time, any extra tool to do it. You have a new client, fill the form, an automatic welcome email sent to the client with a calendar link. If you put AI into this, the email could be sent to you and to your customer with the next steps. And also, if you're if you want to get deep on this, you can also, if the form has the data you need, you can also send a quotation for the service they ask you. So I think this is very useful. I use it every time. Another one, the second, I'm using every day, or not every day, but every time I have a call, after a Google Meet call or whatever call, you can have a transcription of the call, a summary sent by email to you, to the other person involved in the call, plus the next steps for you and for your customer. So you don't really have to go through everything. You don't have to take notes during the call. You can focus on talking and selling your service instead of taking notes and trying to make everything as smooth as possible. Automation could help you in this regard. This is very, very useful. I use it also when I have some trouble with my customer and say, hey, in this call you said that, I have the transcription. Finance, I feel like I have to take care of my finance more. So this kind of automation helped me do it. Every card payment done with a bank that allows to having the data sent through API. You can log in a Google Sheet, new row or an Airtable. I will tell you what Airtable is. It's a tool with a database setup. And this is something just to keep track on what you're spending. Then the other two are monthly expense reports sent through email with charts and insights. This has AI involved for sure for the charts and the insights. You can keep track on what you're spending because, as my experience, most of the time I spend a lot of money on something and in my mind, wasn't so valuable, let's say, and I really don't remind me that it was so costly. The third one is similar, daily report on how much and where did you spend during the day. This is, I think it's very useful for people who's traveling, who's doing the tourist stuff, let's say, because you don't have the time to log everything. You can do it also manually with Google Sheets on your phone. But I think it's with an automation involved, it's much simpler, and you can have weekly reports and balance check at the end of the month. Sure, you can combine everything all together. You can have an ecosystem of this kind of automation. And if you put AI in it and your lifestyle, with time, the automation, the AI will understand you better, you know you better, and helps you also balance your finance if it's something that you want to know. So you optimize your spending, let's say. And last topic I will share. Lately I'm working a lot on content generation, and these all of them have AI involved. In particular, they have agents involved. Agents is kind of an AI that do something for you, that acts for you, and usually means they have a context, a knowledge base, and take decision in your regards. And the first one, the first automation, when you have a new blog post or a new something in your ecosystem, your digital ecosystem, you can convert it into content for LinkedIn, Twitter, newsletter. You can publish it right away. You can check it and put your point of view in it instead of delegating the agents to do. And this is what I suggest you to do, because most of the time the risk that the agent is hallucinating, so telling something that is not true or say something that is not in line with your value is there. So this is hard to do. Actually, it sounds easy, but when you inject your tone of voice, your target persona, or your audience into the system, it would be hard to translate what you already know to a prompt to feed the agent to show, to build the content itself. I'm working on this for 2 customers right now, and I thought it was much simpler, but instead you can get more complex data and you can get very useful content actually, but you need to work for it at the beginning. Then afterward, the automation will do it for you. Second one is something that I struggled to do for a long time. When I saw a content that I like, I want to save it, I want to reuse it maybe, and I want to translate it into a blog post for me, or I don't know, a post on LinkedIn, a commentary or something. So you can save the content you like and do something later. For example, you can convert it into a weekly reports for you or for your audience. If you have a newsletter, you can say, okay, this is what's important this week in my topic, for my audience. You can do trend analysis or just send the content you like that you didn't at the time to read to Notion to read it later. There's also tools that do it for you without setting up an automation for yourself. But most of the time, I found those kind of solutions too pricey, and they're not really working very good. For example, one is Feedly, another one is Pocket. Therefore, I did an automation that does that for me instead of delegating to already there. Last one, new photos on your vacation album. Yeah, you can schedule an AI-generated post on your Instagram, on your TikTok. If you want to do videos, you can do that too. With caption, context, your tone of voice, your style. You can edit the picture. I mean, I'm telling you, but indeed it's the automation that does it for you. And still, you have the problem with, as similar to the first automation I told you about, that maybe the AI or the agent is not really there, is not really on point on the tone of voice. You can tweak it, you can make it better with time and make the prompt better. So let's talk about what tools are involved in this kind of automation. Those are just some of them. The market is full of this kind of this tool. The first one is obviously ChatGPT and AI in general. It helps you create content, idea. You can use it to learn something. This is what I promote and advocate about. Use AI to learn something new. Ask ChatGPT or ask another AI to make a plan for you to learn a new skill, for example. Something that you can do reading or exercising by your own, so maybe not ask ChatGPT to teach you how to play a guitar, but for example, you can learn how to code, you can learn how to write better posts, you can learn how persuasion and marketing works. AI is amazing for that. Airtable is a simple database tool that helps you build structured database. It's very easy to use. It's user-friendly. It's very colored. It's very nice to see. You can also build apps on that because it has actually an automation and scripting features in it. I use it every day because I have an amazing AI, very complete. It can do whatever, just using AI with the other tool I'm talking to you about right now, that is Make.com. Make.com is a visual automation builder. That means that you can build automation visually without any line of code. And I am a partner with this company. I'm the only Italian teacher certified from Make.com, so I know the tool a lot, and it's very, very versatile. It has some limitation that could be pricey at some point, but you have the ability to make it cheaper, so you can take care of the automation. You can build the automation in a way that it consumes less operation. Notion is a it centralizes your notes task, save resources. It's a very versatile tool, maybe too much. Notion does a lot of stuff. Most of the people just get content, and what you can do is basically a very complex database tool, and each record is a page with content in it. So when you work on it, it looks like you're scrolling a website or using a page builder for build whatever you want. You can also build a simple website actually, but indeed in the core is like a very complex database. Nathan is very similar to Make.com. I'm using that lately, but it requires a bit of coding skill and has a steeper learning curve, but it's cheaper because you can self-host on your machine. That means if you have a VPS, the cost for using N8N is just the cost of the machine itself, and it can be low as $6 a month, for example. Next, I want to suggest you to use AI to learn, not just to do stuff. You can brainstorm ideas, chat with your ChatGPT. Oh, I have a question for you if you want to participate in a kind of research I am doing. What is the pronouns of a GPT from your perspective? Drop it in the question, because every time I ask that to a person, the answer surprised me. So chat with your ChatGPTs and ask your GPT to help you learn something new. Create your personal learning plans with ChatGPT, for example. Ask ChatGPT to make a 7-day plan to learn something new. You don't have to be an expert at the end of these days, but you learn something new, and you can maybe take, I don't know, 1 hour a day, maybe half an hour a day, and you already have the knowledge to start something new. For example, if you wanted to code in Python, you can, in 7 days, you can have a grasp on it, and you can actually try to use it in your automation. Another tool I want to share with you is Notebook LM. I feel like not many people use it, but it's amazing. You can chat with your sources. Imagine that you have very long YouTube videos, 2-hour videos, I don't know, podcast, for example. You don't have the time to watch 2-hour video, even at 1.5 per. Then you can use it as a source. A notebook LM actually allows you to chat with it, with the source itself. You can have as many sources, I think more than 100 at the same time. I'm not sure, but you can have tens of sources at the same time, and the sources can be websites, web pages alone, text, video, audio. You can do whatever. And one feature that I don't find really useful, but it's mind blowing, it can make a podcast for you. I mean, you ask Notebook LM to make a podcast on your PDF. That's a weekly report, and you have two voices, very natural, that is talking about the content of the source itself. Amazing, from my point of view. Automation and AI should not serve us as a replacement. We should use it as a tool. We don't have to fear that the automation will change our job. We have to adapt our job to use AI and automation. If your job is very, very repetitive, you can scale up and automate your job and do it for more customers, for example, or you can improve your job and inject something like data analysis in it. Maybe you didn't do it before. So in the end, automation and AI serves us as a tool to unleash our creativity. It empowers us, and in the end, we just have more time to do whatever we want. If you want to reinvest the time in your business, you can do it, or you can visit a new city, or you can just relax on the beach. So what you're taking home, automate the boring stuff. When something is repetitive, also if in your mind it's not doable by an automation, think about it twice. Search on Google, search in ChatGPT, ask AI if there is a way. Most of the time there is. A lot of customers came to me, they have a problem. When I look at their workflow, I understood the problem wasn't what they think, it was something else, but they think that it wasn't automated. It couldn't be done by automation. You can design your freedom with all those tools. You can using a bit of creativity. You can design how your freedom look like. You can work less, or you can work on a different level. You can scale up. You can offer different services. Really, automation can help you in this regards. And use AI to grow, as I mentioned briefly. Use it, chat with your GPT, and make it like it's your buddy, it's your friend, and try to take the most out of it. What if work happened in the background? What will you do with an extra hour every day? Start from this. Will you learn a new skill? Will you go for a walk? Will you create something meaningful? This is your drive. This is what you trying to achieve. Automation is just the tool, it's just the path to go there. You want to learn a new skill, then build an automation that does the work for you and learn that new skill. Start small, but start as soon as possible. Today is better. Pick one boring task. It doesn't have to be work related. If you're afraid of doing a mess, pick one boring task, automate it. Pick one skill you want to learn and try to learn it through AI, or ask AI to teach you how to automate stuff through make.com or NA10. It does a very good job. And reinvest your time into what truly matters for you. Because from my perspective, my experience, a lot of time I feel overwhelmed because there's a lot to do, a lot of stuff that I'm not really trained to do, but automation can do it for me. And in the end, when I automate something that I didn't understand in the beginning, I have a better grasp on the tasks, and I have less errors, and I have a better day because I know what automation is doing and is doing instead of me. It's from my perspective, is amazing. So thank you very much. If you want to reach me, thank you. Stop me if you see me around and want to talk about automation. I'm always ready to geek out. These are my kind of link tree. It's false, it's not exactly link tree, but you get the gist. You can write me an email, and if you need something automation related or AI related, you can ask me. I'm very willingly to give you an answer just on the spot, and we can drink a coffee about it. So, thank you again for coming.